Friends, today the topic I have chosen to discuss with you people is quality in higher education. Friends, this is an important topic from the point of view that development of the nation is decided by the academic potential of the citizen, not just academic, the skill potential. The citizens, if they are not dynamic, they are not enterprising, they are not responsible, then nation cannot achieve progress in any field. So, education, and in particular higher education, is the most important tool in creating such kind of citizens. How does higher education plays a role in development of the nation? Friends, higher education plays an important role in development of the nation by imparting knowledge in form of research, by providing skilled man skill, by improving the thinking potential of the citizens, and creating a culture in the nation itself, in the organizations, in such a manner that the people who are there in the organization, they would be doing the best as far as the thinking is concerned, the contribution is concerned, the entrepreneurship, the enterprising skill is concerned, the innovative temperament is concerned, and thereby the quality researches will be done and the nation shall be developing because the individuals are giving their best. So, higher education is important for any nation because higher education is the one which contributes to the brain or the mind of the people at large. So, we have to understand that higher education is most important aspect and its quality is more important. If we talk of our own country, that is India, it has really shown lot of improvement as far as quantitative growth is concerned. But when we talk about qualitative aspect, it seems to be missing. Why the quality is missing? This is something today we shall be discussing. We shall also be discussing that how to bring our higher education to the level of excellence. What is excellence? Excellence is enhanced if the quality of the education is maintained. So, we shall be discussing in today's lecture that which are the parameter, national as well as international, on which we need to work so that we can create an excellent higher education system. How we can improve our higher learning institutions, that is universities and colleges, and what are the lacunas in the present system. This is something which we are going to discuss along with the solution to those lacunas. So friends, on this note, let me try to unravel what quality improvement is and why is it called as a precondition as far as improvement of the nation is concerned. How can we improve the quality of higher education? Is it solely decided by a physical infrastructure? Definitely not. Academic quality is much more important than the physical infrastructure. When we talk about infrastructure, then that is something which needs to be done because physical infrastructure includes the laboratories, physical infrastructure includes libraries. They are the primary resources whenever we talk about excellence in higher education. Physical infrastructure will also include providing journals and research papers in the form of online form, and providing more and more international material to the teachers who are working in the colleges or universities, as well as the students who have to be motivated and transformed into the researchers. Because whenever we talk about higher education means not just preparing the individual for the job, not just providing the degree, but also inducing excellence in terms of creativity and innovativeness amongst teachers and students. What is excellence? Excellence means good quality institutions. Excellence means creativity and innovativeness. Creativity, innovativeness in the environment of the organization, amongst the individuals. So, excellence is very important for providing the increasing our GDP, because if the higher education institutions are excellent, then naturally that itself means that the brain of the country, the grey matter of the country is rich. If the brain is good, then naturally country will be developing at a faster pace and doing better on the international development scenario. So, that is why the quality education, particularly in the higher education, is very important. Friends, what is happening presently? Presently, the higher education institutions are catering to nothing but providing the degree to the students. And in fact, the higher education are still concentrating themselves to providing the information to the students, rather making them think more, becoming research oriented and understanding that how the knowledge or information or the skill which they are learning at the level of university and colleges, that can be used in their life. So, the target of the higher education should be to prepare the students as the citizens of the future, so that they can serve the nation as being the excellent manpower. How can excellent manpower be created? Not just by working on the grey matter, not just working on the skill or the knowledge or the information, but it also requires that we should be working at the research level. The students should be motivated to become researcher in their thinking, because if the students are thinking more, then they are creating more. Another issue which we need to look at whenever we talk about higher education, quality of higher education, of course, from the quantum point of view, we have improved, but still GER is quite low. How that GER is to be improved? In this scenario also we will need to work, because this is also one of the parameter of quality education of higher education. So, this is also one of the parameter which we need to touch upon. So, in the present lecture we will be studying that why GER is low and how that GER can be worked upon. Friends, we will also be talking about NEP 2020, that how NEP 2020 has touched upon this particular problem of quality in higher education and what are its suggestions as far as improvement of quality in higher education is concerned. Whenever we talk about low GER, that means there are certain sections of the community and society who are not being addressed by our higher education. How that section is to be addressed? That section can be addressed by improving the distance education, because there would be quite many young men and women who are unable to go to the regular universities or regular colleges. So, to cater to their need, it is very much important that we should be catering to distance education. We should be attending to distance education. We should be improving not just the reach of distance education, but also making it more reachable as well as making it more diversified, so that the need of those students can be addressed. So, diversification of distance education as well as the reaching of distance education has to worked upon. How to work upon our distance education? Friends, let us acknowledge the fact that distance education has really worked very well whenever we talk about Indian scenario. We have one of very important and renowned university, IGNOU, and which is working for providing education, for providing knowledge to the students who are staying not just far off in India but also beyond the boundaries of the country. That itself proves that quality point of view, from the quality point of view, IGNOU is doing very well, and from the quantum point of view also it is doing very well. We have to initiate such more universities at the state level who can cater to the students at the state level, so that the students can study, be educated in their own language. We have to address the students in their own language, because language is also at times seen as a very big problem whenever we talk about education, particularly higher education. Usually higher education is being given in English or Hindi, and the students who really need to be addressed for improving our GER are usually those who are not very well versed in English or Hindi. So they have to be addressed in their regional language. So education and higher education will have to work to cater to those students who are good in their regional language. So we will have to create more infrastructure, more material in such a way so that we can address to the students in their own language. We will also need to address to the scheduled caste. We also need to address to the minorities and women in particular. And of course, poor in general. EWS is something which has been launched by the present government, and it is an initiative in this direction. Taking it further, what we need to do is that we have to see to it that the minorities, women and SC/STs along with the poor in general need to bring more to the higher education. Their need to be addressed from the rural, from that perspective. So let us try to understand that where do we stand as far as higher education system is concerned. Friends, we are the second largest education system after United States, and we also have a tertiary system which is governing the higher education. We have University Grant Commission UGC, which enforces the standards, advises the government, helps and coordinate between the center and state. Then we have other different regulatory bodies who are trying to control the different professional programs and technical programs. Apart from that, we have autonomous institutions of higher learning, IITs, IIM, those who have been established by HRD. They are also imparting education and also working at providing quality education. So from this scenario, it is clear that it is not so that we haven't worked at the education at all in our previous decades and centuries since we got independence. We have worked, but we need to work harder and we need to work smart. How to work smart? To work smart, we need to understand what is the need of the hour. The need of the hour, as we discussed, is the quality education, the expansion of the higher education, which as far as the statistics of 2018 are concerned, we have 874 universities. Out of them, we have 47 central universities and 391 state universities and 125 deemed universities and 311 private universities. Then we have the distance learning and open education, which is governed by DEC, that is Distance Education Council. So friends, from the quantum point of view, we are not really lagging behind, but still GER is low. That means we have to work on the quantum as well. Despite the fact that, as we discussed in IGNOU, Indira Gandhi National Open University, which is catering to approximately 3.5 million students across the globe. But still we are far behind. So we need to have diversification of such good universities, as well as have more universities just like IGNOU which will be working as to provide education and learning to the students. From this, we need to understand that what the stakeholders of the higher education wants. Who are the stakeholders? The stakeholders are the students, the parents, the institution, the management. What do they want whenever we talk about quality of higher education? How can they contribute and be benefited by improving the quality of higher education? Friends, the first and the foremost thing is that we need to bring our higher education to such a level that it can compete with the international universities. How that can be done? That has to be done by understanding where we stand. If we have a look at the 3 ranking which is provided by Times Higher Education World University Ranking, academic ranking of world universities compiled by Shanghai Jiao Tong University, and QS World University Ranking. There we stand nowhere. Even the IITs and IIMs have not been make up to the top 200. This scenario itself makes clear that we are not capable, we are not able of competing with the best universities of the world. And of course, we shall be aiming to compete with universities, the 3 best universities of the US, that is Harvard, Princeton, etc. They are ahead of India. But how we can improve upon our universities so that we can compete for those universities? So that has to be at the center whenever we talk about quality of higher education. We have to understand that there are even the underdeveloped countries and developing countries like Thailand who have been able to do better in form of quality of higher education. Their universities are ranking at a higher level in comparison to India. So why are we poor as far as quality is concerned? Where does the faculty members, policy makers, or the society as a whole has been affected because of lack of quality, and how they can contribute as to improve upon the quality? So these are the things which you need to find out so that we stand among the world higher education system in terms of quality. Why do we have poor quality education? Are we lacking in infrastructure? Yes, we discussed previously also that we do lack somewhere in the infrastructure, because for improving the infrastructure, what we need to do is that we need to work upon our teachers, we need to work upon our curriculum, we need to work upon the feedback and the monitoring system. This is the learning infrastructure in addition to the physical infrastructure which we discussed previously, that was the library resources and the laboratory resources. So favorable environment for the higher education would mean having both physical infrastructure as well as learning infrastructure. Another important aspect which we need to acknowledge is that the higher education should also aim at creating skilled manpower. How that can be done? That can be done by having our curriculum shaped in that manner and making our students practical oriented, doing more with hands. Only that is the way to improve our skill, our manpower. So that is also an angle on which we need to work, because a nation cannot achieve progress in any field until and unless the education, which is the most important tool, is effective to create such kind of citizens. So friends, from this what we understand is that higher education plays a very vital role in the overall development and the growth of the nation, and quality of higher education in India is declining, and all of us should be concerned about it. All of us means all the stakeholders, that is the students, the faculty, the parents, the policy makers, the government, all should be concerned about the issue that we are lagging behind in the quality as a nation, and we need to ensure the quality from the two perspectives. One is the improve GER, second is to improve our learning infrastructure and the physical infrastructure. So these are the 2 points at which we need to work. We need to create individuals who are innovative and creative and who are capable of contributing more to the success and progress of the nation. Friends, we also discussed that we stand nowhere as far as the international parameters are concerned. So we need to discuss that what are the international parameters on which we are lagging. We also need to discuss that what are the national parameters on which we need to improve. So we shall be discussing that how to become best universities of the world. For that we need to understand that which are the organizations which are ranking higher. IISc, Indian Institute of Sciences, which is in Bangalore, is the only institution which is there in the top 400. What is the reason for that? Reason for that is the research, the patent. So friends, we need to understand that the ranking of the universities is decided by certain academic parameters. First is academic reputation, which is 40%, then the employer reputation, which is 10%. Then it is faculty student ratio, which is 20% of the QS ranking, and then we have citation per faculty, which also contributes to 20%, and last but not least is the international faculty or international students who are studying in the country, that also contribute to 10%. So from this, friends, what we can contribute, we can understand is that we need to improve our quality in such a manner that we can have more of international students. We can have more citation from our faculty. We need to lessen the faculty student ratio. That means we need to have more faculty recruited. And most important aspect is that what the students think as far as the academic reputation is concerned. That academic reputation is decided by certain parameters, that also we shall be discussing in detail. And what is employer reputation? Employer reputation means the students who are going to the who are employed by various organizations, they also have a say that what kind of improvement they require as far as higher education is concerned. Only then we would be able to give the best of education to our students so that they are best citizens and the best workers and best professionals. Only then we can say that yes, we have been able to work upon the quality education as far as higher education is concerned. So friends, from this we also understand that higher education is also to be correlated with the industrial income. This is also one of the factor which Indian higher education needs to touch upon, because we have not really tried to work upon the global educational standards. We have not really tried to correlate our higher education with the industrial setup, and this is a very important aspect which we need to understand. On this note, friends, I take your leave. I shall join you soon to understand and discuss other points related to quality in higher education. Have a good day, and we shall be meeting soon. Namaskar.